Hello and welcome to the Greenway Outdoors podcast. My name's Kyle.
I'm AJ.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Ryan.
And AJ got me sick.
Yeah, well,
What the HE double hockey sticks,
Told you to
AJ?
stop spitting in each other's mouths.
I'm not stopping.
They got an impressive distance
What am I
from
supposed to
each
do?
other.
What am I
They
supposed
were,
to do?
They were all
I'm
the way across the living room going, wow.
That's not what I saw. I saw AJ prying Kyle's jaws open like King Kong, going straight into it.
That's what got him started. Then afterwards, I wanted to see how far they could get.
Yeah.
I was
all accurate.
asleep.
Best time to attack.
Is that the R word? I don't think we can say it. We'll get demonetized. Is this where we want to go with the start of our podcast? Is this?
Anyways,
I got something even better than your guys' dumb stories. To kick this off, I've got first, we'll do a, do you think it's true or not?
Okay.
Okay? So, do you think it's true that two people flew to Hawaii while the wife was pregnant, put themselves up in a nice hotel very close to this institution that they went to because that place had dolphins, and they wanted to make sure that they could do an in-water birth with dolphins and have the dolphins involved in it?
I have my answer.
True or false?
I have my answer.
False.
true.
I'll tell you why if it's needed.
Yeah, it's needed. You got to kill an hour.
If she's as close to giving birth to where they're planning a trip for it, I'm pretty sure every doctor would say you can't fly in your condition.
Ooh.
That's a good answer.
Yeah. What's your answer?
I would say that if I were to be involved in this, dolphins look too close to sharks to me. And like, I've seen dolphins like getting.
Whoa, hold on. I have to interrupt. I'm so sorry. Buddy, not everybody comes out 5 months premature like you.
Yeah, you translucent.
That has nothing to do with.
Oh,
what's
okay.
talking
Go
about.
on then.
Just to make sure.
I just
I just want to make sure everyone was aware. But I've seen videos where the dolphin like comes up to a lady who's scuba diving with him and will like try to get in between her legs, and they think that like she was like either menstruating or whatever, and the dolphin's like, "What's going on in here?" And like will not leave her alone.
Like every
kinda
dog
do
at the
that.
party.
And I can't imagine that would go well if they're trying to do a birth in the water and the dolphin's like, yeah.
But you said you thought it was true, so make up
But
your
I
mind.
think people are
Contradict
dumb.
yourself.
I think people are dumb enough.
What?
I said if I was involved, no way that would happen. But if people are dumb enough, they would do it.
So
Ryan-
is your answer yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Ryan clearly saw what I saw in order to kick this.
Is that it?
No way.
Is that it?
I mean, that's a representation of what we're talking about.
She bookmarked that.
I did. 3 hours ago, I sent it to Jenna.
No way.
At noon, I sent this video of this woman giving birth in front of
Maybe
a
she's
dolphin.
local. And
All right,
she
we'll
didn't follow
we'll
her.
blur it out and show you guys. You're welcome. Anyhow, so there's proof it happens. What actually got me to think about it was there was a guest on Theo Vaughn's podcast, and she was like saying that, and he didn't think it was real. And then she's like, no, it is like a thing people do.
This is a completely different event than what
Yes.
I saw.
Yeah.
Oh, I
crazy.
would have thought that was the bit.
Yeah, no. I definitely, I mean, we affect each other's algorithms clearly, but I don't,
That's crazy.
because we're all logged into the same apps. So, like, if one of us gets on a
You two have the same algorithm.
Yeah. We kind of do. We always know what the other ones
Yeah.
got
Have you
going
seen
on.
this? Yep, I saw it 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, and it's the most random thing. I like how we ended up on the same topic, different though. So anyhow,
Crazy.
I actually pulled up an article on it because I was like, okay, when the girl was talking about it, I'm like, is she messing with him or is she being serious? But so understanding the concept, people who had advocated dolphin-assisted births argue that the presence of dolphins during childbirth can create a soothing and serene environment, potentially reducing stress and anxiety for the mother. There was also like a idiot study that I read where they were saying like their echolocation and vibrations that they give off,
Yeah.
like calm the baby and the mom. And then,
I also heard that if you take those crystals, you know how the crystals have vibrations? Like,
Yeah.
you know how people put them on themselves? If you take those same crystals and put them inside the mom before birth, the baby will be healthier.
well, according to this, supporters of dolphin-assisted births suggest several potential benefits. They believe that the calming presence and sound of dolphins may help reduce pain perception, promote relaxation, and stimulate the release of endorphins, potentially leading to a more comfortable birthing process. Additionally, proponents claim that the positive emotional and psychological effects of interacting with dolphins can enhance bonding between the mother and baby. The practice was first heard when an American couple traveled to Hawaii to plan such birth. The couple lodged at the Sirius Institute, which promotes dolphin-assisted births.
Wow.
According to the couple,
It's like a thing.
it is about reconnecting as humans with dolphins so we can coexist in the world and learn from one another. Can you imagine having to have breakfast with these people? I mean,
The staff?
shit.
Yeah.
Anyone involved in everything I just read.
and they're the same. If you had to eat breakfast with them the next day, they're the ones eating the placenta too.
I feel like when I get cornered at church, these are the topics I get hit with. You know what I mean?
Huh.
Like, oh yeah, and then it just washes over you. I'm like, I hate everything about this.
So
I live in
when the baby
reality.
comes out, is it immediately suffocating and you have to get it above?
Well, they do water bursts anyways.
That's true.
Because
Yeah.
when they're in there, they're in a fluid, so they doesn't impact them much.
Which
So the Sirius
has always
Institute,
confused me.
the Sirius Institute notices. The Sirius Institute notes that studies dating back to 1976 have demonstrated dolphins' potential to treat or even cure a variety of medical ailments, including cerebral palsy, depression, autism, and Down syndrome. That didn't help you. You swam with dolphins.
You can't cure cerebral palsy.
Oh yeah.
Get it before it's
Before it really gets a hold of you.
They call that the cure. Is if they don't have it, yeah, he was cured. He was cured of Down syndrome. Well, he doesn't. He didn't have it though. Yeah, he
Woulda.
He would have though
Woulda.
if those dolphins weren't there.
In the Black Sea, underwater births have been practiced for at least 30 years. According to reports, babies born near dolphins grow more quickly, especially during the first 6 months of life.
What?
A guy named Igor the Pioneer, per reports, is the man behind the dolphin-assisted births. Reportedly, he developed the water birth technique as well as swimming or prolonged submersion in the waterway of curing infants and weak or ill youngsters as well. He began giving birth to human children in the Black Sea with the resident dolphin after discovering and proving the advantages of water birth, according to the Institute. If I find out that Doge looks into this and we're giving them money, I'm going to be pissed. Also, potential risks involved, which are pretty common sense. With dolphin assistance, there is a chance that both the mother and the baby could drown or contract a terrible sickness or infection in the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are several potentially dangerous germs and pathogens in the sea, along with all of its inhabitants, meaning there's a lot of stuff that can crawl up your pizza.
Yeah.
Additionally, anyone planning to deliver a baby at sea should keep in mind that the dolphin might not be too eager to assist.
Yeah.
How's the dolphin assisting?
Dude,
Presence.
it's echoes.
And the kid's like, oh, yeah, much better.
Yeah.
I'm
With
gonna
all
be-
its life experience.
I can feel the palsy leaving.
I'm going to be taller now.
Yeah, in 6 months. Jeez.
It is the birthing thing where it's like it's not breathing, and then once it comes out, it is breathing.
Yeah.
But if you stuck it back underwater, it would just drown.
Yeah, it trips me out too.
Babies are really good at, you throw them in the water and they'll just like, they backstroke basically.
Oh, I'm having kids. You're not coming anywhere near mine.
It is
thing.
really.
It helps them learn.
They teach babies
they-
how to
Yeah.
I
swim.
know they
just-
teach
Those
You
videos
don't just,
freak
you
me
don't just
out.
take
Yeah.
a baby and throw it
No,
in.
that's
literally what they do.
They got a process for it.
Yes,
but like,
yes.
when
Yeah.
you watch it, they
That's-
throw a
that's
baby. in the-
literally what they're doing.
They're throwing a baby in the water, and the baby has to come up, and they're like, and the baby's like, help.
Give him a second. Give him a second.
I don't like
All right,
it.
how many seconds?
It's pretty uncomfortable. Sometimes they'll do this where they take a quick cat nap. No. Yeah, dude, I watch those videos. It's uncomfortable.
Very.
Mhm.
But if it ever came down to it, you'd be glad you did.
Yeah.
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 Sure.
Yeah. It's yeah. So a lot of dumb people.
That wasn't on my topics bingo card today.
No.
No. So well done.
Babies with dolphins. I can't believe I found a video of it the same day you.
I know.
But different video though.
That's crazy.
I came across the topic. I think I even maybe downloaded the video. I think I did.
Deliver your baby for you.
What do you mean?
You've never heard of that?
How could I ever heard of it? Because it's not even something.
No, I promise you.
What are you saying? Like a midwife that's a dolphin?
Yes.
And where do you do it in the deep end or whatever? Was this at a Hampton Inn? This isn't that thing that happened in Outside of Waco, was it?
It could have been. No,
Waco, inland.
It's an option at SeaWorld?
No. Look, it's a real thing.
I've never seen this. Oh my God, that thing's a pervert,
They
dude.
help you get it. No.
That woman's married. Somebody tell that dolphin. If my baby is born, I'm not giving it to a fucking dolphin, dude, for even 30 seconds. What if it swims off with it?
That's a crazy thought. No, I think you have to do it.
But then you're like, oh, it didn't work or whatever.
It's your baby.
They said it's therapeutic. You know what's also therapeutic? Taking the child home safely and feeding him and probably homeschooling him and making sure that your home is protected with a ring camera.
Do they add like an audio effect so they can steal that clip?
Probably.
Okay.
I think they sped it up a little because that was pretty high pitch.
So funny though.
It's hilarious.
Hampton Inbit's good.
I think before we get too far into anything else,
You know what else is therapeutic? Taking it home safely.
And then he goes, well, what if the dolphin swims off with the baby? And she's like, oh, I don't think so. What do you mean?
The funny thing too is like he slipped a little joke in there people might miss where he's like, what do you just say like, oh, it didn't work?
oh well, try again next time.
What do you want to talk about, Jeff?
Before we get too far into anything else, I did make some food and it's going to get cold. So,
Okay, this is actually going to be part of the Greenway Outdoors vlog where Jeff did all that cooking. So if you're seeing this video, Jeff completed the cooking. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a taste test of a lifetime. We've got quality meats harvested by yours truly on vlogs that were just incredible. So if you go to the Greenway Outdoors, YouTube, that's how you do an intro. If you go to the Greenway Outdoors YouTube, you can see episode 22, episode 23, and episode 24. We've got first one will be pigeon, second one will be crow, third one will be squirrel, which means that the squirrel is the freshest meat on the table there. And Jeff, you went squirrel hunting with me, and this vlog is meant to highlight that. So if you're seeing this on the podcast, we double dipped. If you're seeing this on the vlog, go watch the podcast.
We double dipped.
Yeah, we still double dipped. Yeah.
So what we did was I took all three meats, I prepped them all the same. I treated them with the same recipe, which is a citrus glazed kebab.
Looks dry.
So what we are doing, I cooked them, brought them here, and then no one was ready to do the podcast, so they sat in the cooker on warm for about 40 minutes.
Let me see here. Let me see here in the group chat where you told us you were on the way to get ready. Oh, not there. Ha ha.
Okay. So they're citrus glazed kebabs. You baste them a couple times and then you flip them and then.
Why'd you skip the basting?
I didn't. I actually did an extra. But so I figured this would be a great opportunity for us to use the same recipe and then actually be able to rate the meats, figure out which one we like best. We did already get an Andy perspective because I made an extra piece for him.
I don't want to know.
Yeah, no,
I don't want to know what he said.
But I'm ready to give it a proper grade. My palate is ready.
That's better than Andy.
So which one's this one?
Andy took a bite off each one.
No, Andy started from the base and did like a lick up the side of it. And then
This is crow.
That's a good sign.
Get you a piece.
Get your jerky kebab. Are we going to go all at the same time?
Oh, of course.
No. Now we all need some.
You're making it different, and you're getting orange juice everywhere. Andy's already eating
I want some now.
All right, I guess we're eating it.
I
Just ignored everything.
don't like it.
Which one's this one?
Crow.
This is crow.
Although I
It
wasn't
is pretty dry.
when I shot it, I wasn't sure if it was the one I found or if it was the one I shot. But I don't like this.
Let's quit with the chewing noises.
I'm spitting it out.
Really? I actually kind of like it. It's old and dry.
It was so dry it reminded me of jerky chew.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that
I
as
give it
far
a-
as the flavor goes,
There's
I think
nothing wrong with the
orange
flavor.
helps to like cover up. There is a little bit of gamey in there as you're chewing through it, but I think it's kind of like you said, it's very similar to jerky, and that put me in a different mindset.
I stand by that crow and woodcock taste nearly identical.
Really?
I would say that if we ate this fresh off however you cooked it, I think it'd be a whole different ballgame.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What about tenderizing it? Would that help?
Probably.
Why do you say that?
I think not putting it in the oven while we waited for an hour and a half.
I was hoping it wouldn't be cold, but now it's cold and dry, so it's
I get it, but
not ideal.
there was a fresher version.
Yeah, but it wasn't, honestly, when it came out of the oven, it wasn't as dry. It was a little juicier. It was a little dry, but not like anything like this. Like I said, this reminding me of jerky. I'm eating jerky, so it's But if I'm thinking this is just meat that I put on a kebab, it's not.
I give it like a 5.5.
Yeah.
Out of 10?
I was thinking like
Out of 10.
Yeah, I was thinking
Based on like
strictly flavor or
based
experience.
on all meat or the crow, like crow recipe, or
What the grade is what I just ate, so I don't know.
I'd say
In
like
regards
wild
to-
game recipe.
No, I'm saying, out of every meat you've ever eaten, you give this a 5.
Yeah.
Or is this like out of the 2 times you've had crow?
This is
Last time we had crow, it was phenomenal.
Yeah, it's the exact same recipe.
Just 2 hours later.
I give it right as it sits now. I give it like a 6. If it was like fresh right out of the oven, in comparison to all meats, I probably give it like a 7, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, I was thinking closer to a 5.
Really?
Because it's pretty
I
tough.
see. I like that. Like that. Those dark red like
Yeah.
migration. Bird.
Yeah.
You like that flavor?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's almost livery, honestly.
I give it a 4-1, and fresh out of the oven, I give it a 6-5.
All right.
If it was juicier,
All right. Moving on to Crow's cousin, Pigeon.
Squab.
they're not cousins.
I know. I was making a joke.
Well, this is
They all
a
used to be-
scientific show.
They all used to be
Okay.
pterodactyls.
Oh, okay.
My bad.
Sorry, we didn't realize we were getting scientific here. That's my bad.
I will say all of it's overcooked too.
pigeon,
Yeah, that's for
pigeon.
sure. But at least they all went through the exact same process.
Sounds different.
So when rating them, we're at least giving them all on the same footing. Yeah.
I don't think I need the whole piece for the taste test.
I didn't have lunch.
Oh,
This one's not as bad.
that one's twice as good.
Mhm.
Way better. Way more tender.
Still dry, but not as.
This is completely dry.
Very sweet.
And that is the only reason why there's no positive here. Because
Mhm.
that's good meat.
Yeah, very sweet.
Yeah.
It like locked in those citrus flavors.
I do think it was funny that I said, I don't know if this is the crow that I found or the one that I shot.
We did find one, but
The pigeon.
it was very clearly old.
Pigeon.
That was a lot better.
Pigeon tastes like food.
I want to marinate in like a sweet, spicy thing.
Yeah.
But imagine if it was juicy.
Yeah.
Honestly,
You
if
know?
I was doing this again, I think I might add a little bit of ginger just to,
Yep.
for some extra fun flavor because it's got soy sauce, it's got orange juice, it's got garlic
Yep.
and onion powder in there. But I think giving a little bit of Asian zing,
That was good.
I can
might
picture
bump it up some.
picture a pigeon wearing those juicy pants. That says juicy on the butt.
Every girl in high school.
Yeah,
We didn't have
I'd,
that.
I'd give that probably.
Over.
Yeah, you guys
I'll
had
tell you
leggings.
there.
You know leggings were banned at our school?
Not us.
Yeah, because you're 12.
And not phones either. Well, at the beginning, when I was in middle school, they were pretty much banned.
You're not
No one could afford
in that
a phone.
class on your phone scrolling,
Yeah,
They are now.
are they?
Yeah. I mean, it's far more like we saw the progression of how phones went. Like while I was in school, because when we were young, you always have the one kid who's like, "I got the first phone,"
Right.
and that was like contraband. Do not take that thing out.
I
But by
would've-
the time I was in my senior year, if you got your phone out, no one was gonna say
Wow.
anything.
Wow.
I thought Mr. Mead wouldn't tolerate that.
our teachers doing like parents do now, where like, well, if you let them play on their phone, they're less, disruptive, whatever.
Probably.
And now they're just teaching on some app on your phone, and they're not even teaching anymore.
I'd rate that a 7.5.
Oh, we didn't rank them yet.
Yeah.
7.5 as is.
Yes.
Okay.
I was going to say 6.5.
Yeah, I'm probably around a 7.
I'm at 6.2, saying that it could be 7.8 if it was juicy and fresh.
Sure.
I know it is. Everything's on like the more freshness scale of like what it could have been.
Mhm.
But again, they all went through the same treatment, so you can get all the
Next.
same.
Did you
Next.
Did you try any in the vlog when they were fresh? Like, oh, I'll pop a bite and see how it is?
Mm-mm.
You should have done that.
Yeah, probably. And then this final one is squirrel.
Maybe if you pastrami that pigeon.
That would be
You're
something.
like obsessed now that you corned that goose.
It's true.
How long did
There
it
you go.
take you to get all the hair off
Is
this?
this a squirrel?
Yeah.
There's nothing in it. I just feel like I'm chewing on fabric.
Really? I wonder if you got a piece from the lower part of the leg because there's more tendons in there.
That's a lights out better thing.
Mhm.
Lights out better than both.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I want to bread that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, imagine that fried.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think squirrel is very clearly the winner. I'd give that like an 8.
I got a bone. I just
Oh my
crunched a
God.
bone.
Oh my.
Explain yourself.
Very, very. All of the squirrels that we got were pretty shot up.
Okay.
I wonder if that's what I got.
Did my best to, number one, as we were trying to clean them, the tail method would not work. So I had to go in and actually just fully skin
Yeah.
the squirrel, and that's a nightmare for all the hair.
I want to figure out how to do the air compressor method.
Yeah,
With
yeah, I've
animals.
seen that. That seems pretty. That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
I'd like to try that as well.
I didn't bite into it, but I found a pellet.
Oh, cool.
I have
I'm
a
suing you now.
I have what I think is a piece of bismuth in my tooth stuck.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, it's non-toxic. So.
I'll be right back. Oh, I got it.
Yeah, there's copper in this.
Yep. I got a piece of copper. Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely give the squirrel like an 8.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential there.
Mhm.
I'm probably at a 5.5.
I'm at a 7.1, but it could have been an 8.5.
Nice.
I felt like my piece felt like like you cut a piece of this foam off and I was chewing on that.
Oh,
That's what
you got a lot of
That's
tendon then.
yeah, different
But yeah,
experience.
it was very difficult to get good pieces of meat
I bet.
off that squirrel because it was shot up pretty good. Almost all of the leg bones were broken. It was,
You guys got it good, huh?
yeah.
I think what's important in the summary that you can take away from this vlog and this segment in the podcast is the fact that wild game kind of just tastes like normal food. You just kind of have to do the legwork of cooking it. I think it's just getting over that. This is a situation where you cooked it 6-7 hours ago and then brought it in, and then we tried to reheat it.
Yeah.
Wild game doesn't reheat as well as other meat. I will say that too. So that'd be something to know. And having anything sit in the oven and just dry out for 6 hours is gonna give you the worst case scenario. But at the same time, the flavor of the meat itself, in and of itself, was pretty good.
Yeah.
And I think that tends to be the case. And eating any of these fresh, I would have been pumped about for a lunch.
And I will also say that despite everything, and Ryan's piece aside, that squirrel held up really well. And it was clearly the best one. And honestly, even sitting in the oven for that long, it was still pretty good.
I'd want more crow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have any more, so.
It's all gone?
We only got 2.
Oh.
And all I did was cut the breast in half and then put them on a
Yeah.
kebab.
My sister just texted me. She sent me pictures of Jeff and I from freshman year of high school.
Oh, no.
At a yearbook photo. And
Jeff
it's
still have
like
his
kind of blurry,
cut.
but this is me.
That was freshman year, you said?
And then if you want to see Doty Doe straight up Dodian.
You would
Why do
think,
you like that? You look like a stoner.
you would think that the person taking the picture would go, oh, hang on, you closed your eyes. Let's take another one.
No.
They don't say nothing. And then you leave the line, and then you get what you get, and that's it.
To be fair, though, the looks on you with glasses 4 inches thick, I think they probably just thought that's what you look like.
Why? Well, you're like,
You look like
I was blinking.
You look like you could see the detail on Mars with those things.
freshman year.
You're on your way.
Well,
Oh yeah, because I got readers. Yeah.
Readers.
4 eyes. 4 eyes.
To me, the most positive thing with the meat is that there was minimal to no game flavor.
Yeah.
No, I didn't detect it.
would you say the same thing about the crow?
Yes. Minimal. If that was the only one.
Because that's like people don't like the woodcock for the same reason. I think it's just so like
Livery.
livery, like full of blood
Mm-hmm.
that they're like, oh, it's gross, it's gamey. But
Mhm.
I don't know that that's gamey. It's just like if you had like a really bloody steak,
Yeah.
you'd have the
I mean,
blood in there.
Couldn't you soak it? Do the soaking method?
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah, you could soak it in milk the night before. I didn't want to do too much to take away from the meat because we're
Right.
trying to grade the different kinds of meat.
Yep.
So I just let them be as they were and then put some glaze on them.
Yep.
Nice.
That was fun.
So the red liquid in steak is not blood. It is called myoglobin, a protein that stores oxygen in muscle tissue. When meat is cut or cooked, myoglobin is released and mixes with water, creating the red color.
Interesting.
This is why rare steaks appear red, while well-done steaks appear brown, And again, it's not blood because blood isn't stored in the muscle.
Oh, okay.
So how do they get nutrients to the muscle?
What do you mean?
How does like nutrients get to your muscles?
Food that they eat?
Yeah, but what's
he's
what,
saying,
what's
like,
the
what's the
carrying?
carrier? That's a Jeff thing.
Yeah.
I mean, blood gets to, like, you know, if I were to go into my muscle right here, it would bleed. But it goes from arteries or veins, whichever one brings blood out to the body, and then goes from there into the capillaries, and then it diffuses across membranes, not necessarily like, blood gets it there, and then from there it goes via either whatever the word he just said, or
Like it's passing from cell to cell?
yes, or like through
I feel like
tissues.
there's a lot
or
of
whatever the
guesswork
case.
here.
So, yeah, that's myoglobin.
That's interesting.
all right.
Yeah. My sister sent me another photo just now of Jeff and I.
You must have sent her a photo.
This I did. Yeah, we know we're on to
No,
you.
Laurel. We know.
We know that you do that in the group chat.
You bury it.
Yep. You bury it when I send stuff. And anyhow, this is like the closest thing to confrontation on it. It's pretty funny.
I'm so happy.
Anyhow, she just sent me this, and it's Jeff and I on the swim team. I don't know what's more shocking, the fact that I am Ryan's twin, or the fact that Jeff looks like he's got 8 toes. So
Where's she getting this from?
Proudly wearing a Speedo.
look, I'm you, Ryan.
This looks like it's out of a horror movie.
Okay.
Like an AI deal?
Look at.
An AI.
Doesn't it look like Jeff's got too many toes?
Oh,
You guys look like Stranger Things characters or something.
yeah. This isn't a good look for anyone in this picture.
What era?
I like my look.
Ugh.
That's
Still
You look
fresh
like
in here?
that's
He
high school
looks like
swimming, yeah.
one of the Walking Dead when they don't have legs
Yeah,
anymore and they're just like, "Ah."
He's a zombie that
I'd
got
take it
shot
easy.
in the legs.
I would take it easy, Ryan.
And then Jeff is Schmiegel.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
We're all down by the edge of the water rooting for somebody that's doing something in there, and we're like, yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Not a good look for anyone.
He's counting the toes.
There might be 6 toes in here.
It's not. It's not.
Let me change the subject. He does wear 13 quadruple wide shoes, so maybe
Right.
that's why.
Yeah.
Extra toes, 3 per side.
Inbred, I know.
So like this, around like the heel up to like the middle part, and then around the toes it goes like this.
Yeah, but to be fair, try and push him over. You can't.
Yeah. No, there's bone in there.
Stable as hell.
We're planted.
Mhm.
The Greenway Outdoors is brought to you by Ram Trucks, built to serve. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, your adventure starts here. Savage Arms, better comes standard. Nosler Ammunition, world's finest bullets, ammunition, and brass. Boss Shot Shells, superior made and American made. Carlson's Choke Tube's the only choke tube we've ever purchased. Onyx Hunt, know where you stand.
The best way to connect with the outdoors is to get outdoors. From setting up trail cameras and tending food plots to getting to your spot before dawn. At every point of the hunting season, a Tracker Off-Road ATV or side-by-side can be counted on to get the job done. Enjoy American-made quality and the great outdoors without breaking the bank. Tracker Off-Road, built for the love of country.
For every purpose, For every path, for every soul, for every season, there's a ram.
Introducing Renegade, the all-new and American-made semi-auto shotgun from Savage. Made for shooters who put performance above pedigree and don't follow the crowd. From stock to muzzle, it's built to cycle without fail and without compromise. That's the Renegade's way. Only from Savage, where better comes standard.
So my topic is about, well, you'd be surprised how often this happens. I started looking this up because I saw this headline. I was like, wow, that's crazy. That sucks. And I wanted to revisit it to talk about it on the podcast. When I looked it up again, it's surprising how often this happens, which is kind of scary. This guy, I didn't realize when I saw the headline, he was from Turkey. He's a 32-year-old. His name is Özgür Gevrezigoglu.
All the time to practice that.
You could have just done his first name. You didn't need to.
Özgür.
There you go.
Oscar.
He was killed at the end of his hunting trip to Turkey's Samsun province in November of 2022. This just popped up on my feed, so maybe they're re-reporting about it. He was loading equipment into the...
No, it's Dog History Awareness Month.
Yes. He was loading equipment into the trunk of his car when his dog jumped out of the back of it or something and stepped on the trigger of his shotgun, and it shot him, ended up shooting him in the stomach and killed him. And he had a 2-week-old kid at home.
Oh, no.
Which it's really sad.
This is a Turkish guy?
It said that he was in Turkey.
Okay.
I don't know if maybe he was, like, everyone moves around doing different stuff there. So,
man, I haven't heard of a dog story like that sad since Joe Dirt's dog didn't help Brandy's dad when he was stuck in the train track.
It is just like that. It's just like Joe Dirt.
Did the dog get tried for murder? Or?
Yes, actually, in Turkey they do try animals for murder.
Huh.
You wouldn't believe how many cows are in their prison right now. And then it's weird. There was quite a few stories from like Eastern Europe and Russia area because another Russian man was shot. This happened in 2018. The 64-year-old was I'm assuming he was up against his vehicle and put his leg up and then rested his gun against his knee is the way it's kind of described. And again, the dog was able to hit the trigger jumping out or stepping on it and jumping up or something, hit the trigger, and he got shot in the stomach by the dog.
Jeez.
And he died also.
And their shot placement's terrible, so they're all gut shotting.
And he said he was sober and had a gun license. Everything was in order. It was an accident.
Just a freak accident.
Yeah, the gun.
People forget how smart poodles are.
Then this next one actually happened in America, and her name was Allie Carter. She was hunting waterfowl in Indiana, October of 2015. She was 25 years old, and she was shot in the foot with her own shotgun as her chocolate lab stepped on the firearm and set it off. So I wonder if she like laid the gun down on the ground or something. The dog was running around. I'm telling you, if you lay your gun down, the dog or up against your truck, they're gonna knock it over or they're gonna step on it.
What's up
every
with
time?
that?
I don't know.
It's like a magnet to them.
That's
it's
crazy.
Like, maybe they just spend so much time moving around, barreling around, that they're hitting other things that don't matter. But as soon as it's the gun, it matters. That's when you notice it.
So it could look like they go out of their way even to walk on it.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
As the story goes. But like I said, they're probably moving around so much and bumping into so many things. You never notice because it doesn't matter. But as soon as it's the gun, you're like, don't mess with that.
The dog sees the person doing it all the time, touching the gun, whatever, and they're like, look at me, I'm just like Dad. Bang!
So Allie was shot in the foot and by her chocolate lab, and you'll never believe what the name was of this dog.
Toey?
No, it's going to be like Remy or something.
Yeah, it is definitely going to be.
Winchester.
No.
Shooter.
Kimber.
Shooter.
Trigger.
It falls in the same category.
Trigger shot her owner in the foot.
All jokes aside, that is all really sad. Like
She's alive, I assume?
Yeah, she lived.
When you're in the outdoors, when you're hunting and when you're doing shooting sports and stuff, it's like you absolutely have to treat a gun like it's loaded all the time. We're joking around and making light of really sad situations because that's how we deal with trauma, but it's terrible. I mean, it's awful. When I was growing up, one of the things my dad would do to like get me to realize how important firearms were was when he was home on Saturdays or Sundays, I could shoot whenever I wanted. But if at any point while we were shooting, I did something wrong, even by accident, and these is pellet guns in the backyard, right? If at any point I did anything wrong, I was grounded for the rest of the weekend. So it was like I was scared to shoot because I might end up screwing up and then get in trouble. But I wanted to shoot, so I approached it with this careful attitude. And I think that that's a pretty good idea as far as how to train kids.
Yep.
That like there's real consequence if you mess up that will affect you right now, and no amount of I'm sorry's is going to fix it.
Yeah.
A similar situation happened to me when I was younger. I was at a buddy's house. We're in the backyard shooting BB guns. And, you know, the rule is no one in front of you. And I think, like, we were shooting down, and I was, like, pivoted but slightly in front of him. So the dad sees it, and he's like, nope, you guys are done. You're not doing it right. Took the gun away, and that was it. At the time, I thought, I was kind of like, geez, what's the big deal? But I totally get it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally
it's like,
get it.
It's like making it a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also think when you look back, is like gun safety used to be taught in schools in like a really professional manner, and kids learn to respect guns because of it. And now that we're so far from doing something like that, it's insane.
Yeah.
But maybe that was better, because if you like learn to respect it, and there's like the other thing is like, I remember growing up hearing people talk about how they would hide the guns in the house from the kids, didn't want them to know they had it. And my dad goes, "That's dumb." And I remember being like, "Why would that be dumb?" He goes, "Because what happens when they do find it?" Then?
Right, and they will find it.
Now, Now, I don't know anything about this.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's a pellet gun. I don't know if it's this. I don't know if it's loaded.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how to be safe with it.
Yeah.
Instead, get in front of it. Teach them everything there is to know about it so that they could be lethal with it, that they know everything about it, and teach them to respect it at the same time. I just think that's such a better approach.
Yeah. Really, my approach, I think, would be to just ban them completely. Like, if we didn't have them here at all, that'd be probably the smarter thing.
You'd feel safer, right?
I would feel safer because all the good people wouldn't have them.
Right.
That'd be smarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if we can keep the good people from having guns, then the bad people will stop using. Wait.
Yeah.
You mean that won't happen? You mean that won't happen?
That tough love thing, I just saw a video of this woman online. She was asking her 2.5-year-old she figured out how to unbuckle her car seat and keeps getting out while driving, of course. And she was like, I don't know how to make this stop. Like, for all my mom friends out there, what would you suggest? And the top comment most liked was
Hit the brake.
Yes. It was, go to a safe spot. When she does it, when she gets out of her car seat, emergency brake and just let her slam into that seat.
Yep.
Not going to kill her.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be comfortable, but she'll see the consequences of this is why we do this. This is why you have to wear it. Otherwise, this could happen to you. And it's like, again, that tough love thing of like, well, if you screw up, then we're not going to do it at all.
Yeah.
So make sure you stay focused on safety.
I think adding a penalty into it, too,
I like that.
is even better. Like going one step further, like, oh, because you got slammed, now you're in trouble, too, when we get home. And just like when my dad was like, it wasn't like, oh, we're done shooting for the day. It was like, you're going to your room, no TV, no electronics. You could have books, that's it, and think about what you did.
Yeah.
You didn't have a TV in your room, did you?
I did. I did when I was probably 11 or 12 when this was pertinent. Yeah. Yeah.
It holds a lot of gambling power to take away that TV at that age.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know?
It's good. It teaches not just that something bad could happen, but there's also responsibility and consequences later.
Yeah.
You know, like just because, yes, you brought a gun out into the field. If you set it down, if you put it down on the ground, whatever, that's still your responsibility. And if something happens with that gun, that's on you.
Yep.
It's not the dog's fault.
It's like, and treating the gun like it's always loaded is important because guns are not perfect. I remember that me, Jeff, and my dad were duck hunting one time. And we went out, and my dad shot a duck, so I went to go retrieve it. And the water was really deep. It was like pushing it on the waders, like definitely above your waist. And I'm like waiting over there and stuff. Duck takes off out of the marsh that like we didn't know was there and was like hunkered down, not the one he shot. So I lift it up and I shoot, and nothing happens. And I'm like, what? And I'm young. I mean, we're 16 at the time. I lift up and shoot. I'm like, what the heck? And I had never had. You pull the trigger, it goes boom.
Yeah.
So So I'm like, I didn't know what to do, to be honest. So I go get my dad's duck, and like I'm walking back. I've got my gun like this because it's in the water. Like I got the duck and the gun like this, and it's pointed forward. My dad and Jeff are over here. Decoys are right here. And as I'm walking, all of a sudden I hear boom, and my gun is no longer in my hands, and my hand's bleeding. And what happened was I was holding the gun, and the force of what happened, I guess I should start back. Sounds like either the powder got wet or something happened. This is before the Boss days. This is long before Boss was even thought of. It was just a twinkle in Brandon's sack. But he, you know how they say that about like sperm. But anyhow, it went off, and like maybe the powder got wet. Like I've heard a bunch of different theories from people. Slow primer, whatever.
Or maybe like
it was a good 5 to 10 minutes after I pulled the trigger though.
Maybe like mechanically like the hammer coming down, like you released the hammer, but it was cold enough out that it got stuck.
It wasn't cold.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then the shot goes across the decoys. It wasn't aimed at anybody. No issues. Thank God.
Yeah.
Because you could see my safety was on. There was no ducks around. And it had been 5 minutes since I pulled the trigger. You could get lackadaisical out in duck blind.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it went across the decoys, and Jeff goes, "You get it?" Because he's confused.
I assume he shot at something.
Because why?
No.
Why on earth?
I missed.
Well, then I had to go fishing for the gun
Oh.
because it went out of my hands. The reason my hand was bleeding, not because I like got shot or something. You're like holding metal
ripped out of your hand.
Yeah, and it ripped out of my hand. I don't know specifically what hooked me. Could have been the under part, you know, like where you feed the shells in, something. And just the gun was just gone because it was a 12 gauge with a 3.5-inch shell in it. Back that way somewhere. So I had to go find it in the water.
Dang.
Did find it eventually.
I will tell you that like really messed with my head the rest of the day. Like I'm like, well, my dad was like, if you ever get that again, eject the shell into the water or point the gun in the safe direction for 24 hours where it could go off and it wouldn't hurt anything. Like there's different things you can do.
Yeah.
But and that's what you should do is I from now on, I've only had that happen one other time. I ejected the shell into the water immediately, away from where I was.
Yeah.
Wow.
I pointed the gun in a safe direction, held it, walked a long ways from where I was, ejected the shell into the water, and walked back. That's what I did.
Don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't had it happen in 10 years now, but it was like something I ran
Maybe
into.
there was some of the tech back then was just not as solid.
Yeah, I was also poor, so I was probably using shitty shells, and I was probably using they had probably gotten wet at some point, and you know, you're a kid. You're 16, 17 years old. We were lucky to save up back then it was like $12, $13 for a box of ammo.
Yeah.
You know, good luck getting duck shells for that now, but yeah.
Good ones.
You'll never.
The Greenway Outdoors is brought to you by Ram Trucks, built to serve. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. Savage Arms, Nosler Ammunition, Bosch Shot Shells, Wilderness Athlete, fuel for the rugged, Tracker Boats, fish the finest, Eagle Fishing, designed for the savvy angler, Rufus Teague barbecues, snacks, and spices, Rectech Grills, it's more than a grill, it's a way of life, Sea-Doo, make your own waves, LEM Products, motivating people to hunt, process, and prepare their own food, Quiet Cat, the leader in electronic bikes for hunting, fishing, camping, and exploring. Consistency. That's what you aim for with every practice shot. So when you're out in the field, you get that same consistency every shot. With Carlson's choke tubes, consistency is what you'll get. Our choke tubes are long-lasting, high quality, and made right here in the USA. Carlson's choke tubes, pattern tested, hunter approved. Find out more at choketube.com.
Are you anxious to get going? Knowing that the clock is ticking and time truly is the most precious commodity in the world? Then you, my friend, are in good company.
So I was scrolling, as you do, and I came across an account that does cool animal facts. And one of them, which is a part of the thing I'm going to talk about today, so I'm not going to get into it too much, but it reminded me of something from a movie. So I thought I'd start looking up cool nature things that have impacted creatures from movies and like how things that like, oh, they seem scary because it's in a movie, but like that's real life. It exists. So the first one I came across was the alien from Alien.
That's not real.
With the, he's got that little mouth inside of his mouth.
Yep.
Can we get the opportunity to guess what animal we think it is?
Sure.
Okay.
So this is the main antagonist from Alien.
Yep.
This thing in Sigourney Weaver go at it.
Mm-hmm.
And it uses this little inside mouth as like just an additional.
It's a mouth, right?
Yeah.
It
It's got its own set of jaws and everything.
That looks like a wrench. So
That does kind of look like a wrench.
It looks like a wrench after Ryan left it outside because he finished his project and walked away.
Yeah.
What?
about right.
If you had to guess, what kind of animal
I'll
is
go
this
last.
influenced by?
I think chameleon.
Chameleon.
Chameleon are known for
I
their
can
teeth.
see that. The shape of the head.
Yeah.
I know
Or a fish.
it's a fish, and it's got like its mouth, and then it will open it, and it's like right inside of that. I think it's a shark that the mouth will like come
It's got a
out.
beak thing.
It's not that small.
I've seen that.
It fits the shape of the mouth better, but it basically does the same thing. That's my guess.
My turn. Moray eel.
Of all the guesses, Kyle is closest.
Nice.
Because it's moray eel.
I will say this. We did talk about this the other day, so you refreshed it. However, when we did our Jason project thing in like 4th or 5th grade, my entire report, which I think my mom had if the flood didn't take it, was on moray eels. So I'm relatively educated on them. And my dad is the one that suggested it because he scuba dove. And he was like, "Oh, you got to do moray eels. They're fun to mess with." That's what he would say.
Yeah.
So moray eels, they eat like smaller fish, and they'll eat them whole. So what they do is they'll bite down with their normal jaws, and then they don't want it to get away if they have to like open to re-bite again. So they have a second set of jaws that come up from its throat
Jeez.
and bite the thing that's in its mouth. Then they let go with the original jaws and pull it back with their jaws on tongue thing.
What's
And
that
that's
wishbone thing?
Not to mention their teeth are all angled backward,
inward facing.
so that when they
you
bite,
can't-
if you try and pull it, just makes it deeper.
Yeah.
And their teeth are loaded with bacteria that, while they're not venomous or poisonous, if you got bit, you could be in serious trouble if you don't get it cleaned out
Hypodermic
fast.
needles.
It's like
You don't
a,
get it
like a
cleaned out.
Komodo dragon
Needles.
or a python.
Yeah.
Next one.
I'll never forget
is-
the eel that I saw in Hawaii this last time when
Oh,
we were
yeah.
when we were there, and seeing it in the coral, it was like coming out, and it was like a light purple with like what I would assume would be LED lights all over it.
That's cool.
It was unbelievable.
Interesting.
I don't actually know what kind it was.
Yeah, some kind of eel.
I would have loved to have filmed it.
The next one, also from Alien, is the face hugger. And this thing would attach to somebody. It like kind of goes in on their throat, and I don't know if it feeds off you or what, but then it's got a tail that it wraps around your neck so that you can't get it off.
Start sucking.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, suck it.
I think I've seen something like this before.
What animal you guys think?
I'm gonna get. Well, I have a combination guess. The suffocation tactic reminds me of like a python or boa constrictor, but like the shape of the animal reminds me of a horseshoe crab.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I don't think I could have stated my opinion any better than Ryan stated it.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like that. It's also the.
Oh, no! I changed my mind. That's an octopus.
Oh, that's a pretty good one.
Octopus.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah. Well, they grab things like that, and then you could see that like the center of the mass is where the beak is, where they eat, and they're trying to get it in there. I think it's an octopus.
That's a good one.
And I think if you say it's not, then you're wrong.
Well, everyone was right except for Kyle. It's a horseshoe crab.
That's how
James
they
Cameron right
eat
there.
people's faces.
That is part of the inspiration of
I don't like those
the
things.
face hugger.
No, you don't.
But not like its movie counterpart. Horseshoe crabs
That was
don't
the
really.
only time that you've said "f you" to me.
And now he's hurt. And
And I
No
didn't-
one's
I didn't-
listening.
So
Wait,
This thing is
wait.
wrapped around my leg.
Yeah.
It's humping me.
We two of them.
Two of them.
we are-
I was the
okay.
menage a trois.
We're. I don't smoke. AJ gave me pneumonia. We were in 10,000 Islands, and we were filming an episode for 10,000 Islands, which is episode 2, I believe, of season 1 on History Channel. And we're out there, or is it the next week? It might be episode 3. I think it's 3.
It's like 6.
Okay.
No. 2's carp, 3's turkey.
He's right.
Yeah.
No.
It'd be 4.
It'd be 3 or 4.
It'd be 4th.
Oh, it was 4 because then
I
5
think
was was gator.
No, I think turkey was 4.
No, it was always hunting, then
buffalo?
fishing. Hunting, then fishing.
Buffalo, then something.
Fishing.
Then carp.
Yep.
Okay, and
Then
then
turkey.
turkey, and then
10,000.
10,000 Islands.
okay.
So if you go watch the 4th episode of season 1 on the History Channel, you'll see this. And we even see horseshoe crabs at night. We're camping out on this beach, but then the water went out, so the sea-doos were like getting beached, which was fine because we knew it would come back in the morning. But we wanted them to be beached, like beached, so that they would quit getting crashed into all night long by the waves.
Mm-hmm.
And while we're like in ankle/knee deep water,
Yeah.
because the waves going in and out,
And it's dark out
and it's pitch black, we're trying to
on
pull,
deserted islands.
we're trying to pull it in a deserted island. We are by ourselves, no one around for 20, 25 miles.
Probably.
And the only way off this rock is the sea-doos that are now beached and cannot be moved to the water again.
So no reason to mess with wildlife if you don't have to.
We're trying to get this up, and AJ's like, something's got me.
He's like yelling, like panic yelling, which is not something AJ does. And we're
He
like,
doesn't panic ever. So I don't remember, but we're trying to drag. I'm like, dude, you're fine. We got to get over it. And he goes, F you, look. And he points down, and I look, and there's 2 of those grabbed onto each other because they're mating, and they're like wrapped around his leg, and he's screaming. And I go, I'm so sorry, because I was just like, dude, you're fine. It's seaweed. Shut up. Let's go. He goes, F you. It's so funny. And then he points, and I go, He goes, yeah, it's a freaking alien.
It's with no light, lit up by the moonlight. You see these things.
Yeah, I don't blame
Terrifying.
it. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Pretty
People
funny.
get scared enough when it is seaweed, let alone something that's actually moving.
And
Something that
hooked
looks
on
like an alien, too.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing in the movie,
This inspired its shape.
who did? Who said this?
The horseshoe crab.
Who said that?
The people who made the movie.
Oh, you found that,
James
like you
Cameron?
found something. They're like, yeah,
Several
the
different
horseshoe
articles talk about different
Okay.
stuff like this.
Because when my approach on all this stuff was like practical applications of like how the things feed or kill something.
Okay,
The horseshoe crab ain't killing nothing.
sure.
no.
Therefore, they're wrong. But I misunderstood misunderstood whatever this is.
It's whatever animal in
inspiration.
nature
Yeah.
inspired or influenced the creation of a movie monster.
That
It's like I said in the beginning.
Yeah, but I guess like inspired that, like when you play video games and you get to pick your weapon. I thought you were saying like this is their weapon, basically.
Oh,
Like that was
it could be appearance. It could be how they work, like the eel with its second mouth.
because
something
my
like
mind
that.
immediately went to like barnacles and things like that like stick to boats or people if they're in Pirates of the Caribbean,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where my head went. But I was like, no, that's dumb. They don't kill anything, so
Yeah.
that's why I bailed. So
All right.
so it's your fault.
All right. The next one is the creature from the Predator.
Snake.
I was wondering what this was.
I'd never seen the Predator,
I haven't either.
and that's
So
and that's
movie
not
with Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Yep.
and it sees using like thermal, heat vision.
Yeah.
And then stalks this group of soldiers in a forest somewhere, like a rainforest. So
Yeah, maybe
let's-
you know what they should do is combine Alien and Predator. They could make 70 movies like that.
you know
Probably.
you know what you should do
Show
is
off.
if you're having people guess what inspired a thing, you should show the thing.
In this case, you don't need to see the thing.
I get it.
I'm kind of steering you a little by only showing you the heat vision part of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. You're refusing to take it though. so-
Did you hear my answer?
What'd you say?
Did you hear my answer?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
He said snake.
Yeah.
You get? Yeah, you didn't hear it. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know what that
Mine
was.
I was gonna
You
wait
said-
for them to guess.
Mine is a wild trigicon.
Oh.
Our thermal scopes.
AJ, what you got?
Yeah, it'd have to be pythons. Anaconda.
All right.
My anaconda don't.
Anybody else? Anything else? No? Okay. It is, in fact, pit vipers, rattlesnakes.
I knew it.
They have, so they have their nostrils, and then next to or underneath them, they have these little dents on their faces that have heat sensing nerves on them, and those are wired into the same part of the brain that the snake uses to see.
Wow.
So they not only can just regular see, but they can also kind of see heat,
Which
and
helps
that's
them
how
in
that's how they find prey.
That is
That's actually
I
interesting.
wonder what the
Several
creature
different
would
kinds of
look
snake.
like if, imagine, like, this thing sees thermal. The moray eel has double jaws.
You put it all together.
A whale can hold its breath for 2 hours. What would the creature look like, and what capabilities would it have if it could do everything?
We should ask Lionel.
It would look like Rob Schneider. You ever seen the movie The Animal?
Yes. Well, they combined animals in Jurassic World.
Oh, yeah.
A bunch of them.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's why I took over.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right, the next one is. Anybody ever seen the movie The Blob?
That was
No.
That was Jeff coming out preemie.
The movie The Blob came out in 1958, and then there was a remake in 1988. And it was
89.
a large amorphous blob that would come into contact with people and then like
eat them,
incorporate them into. It was like basically a giant amoeba. That
did you just give it away?
Huh? No.
Is it amoeba?
No.
I didn't think so.
I have a guess.
That would, that would incorporate people and terrorize. I think Los Angeles, if I remember correctly.
Most likely, especially then.
All right, what you got, AJ?
I'm gonna guess snail foam.
Snail foam. Okay.
I'm gonna guess something like it's an ocean animal, like a jellyfish. But I feel like there's another animal that I can't recall right now that it like doesn't take shape necessarily, but it can like around things.
Huh. Okay.
But I mean, I'll go with jellyfish just for the sake of picking an animal.
It's obviously jellyfish, but the most scientific, accurate representation of this in nature, we have to go back to the horseshoe crab, because actually the blue blood in horseshoe crabs,
blue blood in horseshoe crabs.
The blue blood in horseshoe crabs is used in the medical industry, and what it does is,
what does this have to do with the blob?
Can I finish? The most accurate description scientifically is the blue blood of the horseshoe crab, which is extremely valuable in the medical industry. They use a portion of it, like one of the enzymes or components inside the blood, and they use it and put it on medical equipment. Okay? And what it will do is, if there's any bacteria or anything on the medical equipment, it will create a jelly blob around the bacteria. It won't kill it, but it'll let you know that it's there, and then you won't use those instruments. And they still use it today, and that's what that is.
And this is an and then.
Yeah.
And then
I thought it was a good lesson.
So the actual answer is slime mold, which is a type of fungus, and it normally mold just kind of like it's there. It reproduces and then spreads as it goes. Slime mold,
he knows because it's in his house.
They've used in different. It's in your parents' house. They use it.
Parents.
The picture that I have here is them putting down a representation of Tokyo, and then putting slime mold in one of the major, like where Tokyo is,
Sewage
or like
system?
the center points, and then putting different nodes in, and then the slime mold, as it expanded, found the closest between the 2 points.
Yep.
And then over time became more efficient at traveling between or making between the nodes. So you can see in the picture it gets more efficient between the nodes as it goes. So it's almost like, even though it's just individual cells, they're working together to create a system that is the most efficient it could be.
But wasn't the bit that it was a representation of how the roads ended up looking from city to city?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they found the most efficient way, which ended up being what was the case.
What the mold also did.
Yeah. They also use mold like this to solve mazes, where they'll put the mold in at one point and it'll like branch out, and then as it finds towards the end, it like...
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so it's like all these different individual little cells working together, and this was the representation of what the blob could be if it was in real life. Like all this mold, if it just decides to come together and start eating people, then it's going to find the most efficient way. And
there was a phase in elementary school where we all made mazes.
Mm-hmm.
We made them like
funny.
drawing them.
like spent days making mazes.
Yep.
That's funny.
I never did that.
And then someone solves your maze that you took 8 hours to draw in like 5 minutes, and it's like, whoa.
Thanks.
This isn't gonna make me any money.
Thought I was gonna get rich off this.
Next,
So that's the blob. Next is the Sarlacc pit from Return of the
Return
Jedi.
of the Jedi.
geez, that looks like
Lampreys.
no, it looks like the mouth of the alien in Men in Black 2. What's his name? The one that lives in the subway.
Oh,
Jeff.
Yep.
Yep. It does. Good call.
Oh,
What you doing down here, Jeff?
Yep.
I think it's a worm.
Yeah, Jeff was a worm.
I'm gonna go lamprey.
Lamprey. All right.
That's
Stealing Kyle's.
Yeah, lamprey.
Lamprey. You said worm.
Originally, I said lamprey, and then I switched to worm.
Okay. It is a kind of worm. It's called the bobbit worm, and it works basically the exact same as the Sarlacc pit. It buries itself down in the sand at the bottom of the ocean, and then all that sticks out are these little antenna things that it has.
Oh, I've seen that.
People have theorized that that's used to like either attract fish because of the little movement, or they use that to feel the fish as they're coming through.
Yeah.
And then
Maybe both.
as the fish comes in, this thing comes out of the sand and eats the fish.
That's
Very
cool.
cool.
That
Yeah.
is neat.
Pretty neat.
Bobbit.
Nature's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Dang, nature, you scary. All right, and then the last one is the
Fungus.
zombies from The Last of Us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Fungus.
Fungus
It is fungus. What I like is this fungus
is
was
real.
in a supplement that Kyle decided to take at one point. I was like, I feel like you're tempting fate, man. They just came out with a show. It was some mushroom supplement or something you had tried at one point, and I was like, reading the ingredients, I'm like, that's literally, they just made they made a zombie movie about that. So how this fungus works is it attacks, as of right now, only ants in, I think, somewhere in the Amazon.
Don't say as of right now.
Yeah, but the ants
you
got
never know.
like
They could evolve or
the ants in
adapt
the
or whatever.
Amazon got like 6-packs.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So this fungus
And gym
attacks
memberships.
ants and gets into their like central nervous system. Bugs don't have like just a brain; they have like these little nodes along their body that control everything. And these fungus take over just the nodes in the body,
Yep.
but not the one that like is responsible for its like habits and whatever else. So this fungus will basically drive the ant and make the ant do what it wants.
Really?
Meanwhile, the ant's like, why am I doing this? What's happening here? And it'll go back to the
Nest?
nest, and then infect other ants. So this
Dang.
ant has no control over its body anymore. And then the fungus's only goal is to infect other ants.
What movie was it that we saw where it was like, I want to say Cloverfield, but I don't think it was that. It was like a movie we saw 20 years ago,
Oh, okay.
and that lady walked up to the window and like slammed her head through the glass because she was
The
infected.
Happening with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
It was
2008.
honestly not a bad premise.
Pretty good on time, too.
Not a bad premise for a movie where like eventually we do enough to the plants that the plants not like decide, but start having this reaction where in an attempt to defend themselves, start releasing this either chemical or something that causes people to basically go crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And like kind of not a bad premise, but the whole scene where Mark Wahlberg is sitting there and he's like, they figured out that it's the plants. And he's like, hey, we're hiding in this house. There is a house plant in here. I just want to let you know that I'm really sorry for whatever it was that we did to you that caused you.
Oh, yeah, he's talking. Yep.
Oh, this isn't a real plant.
That's very
I
funny.
remember that. M. Night Shyamalan.
yeah. Very wild movie.
What did you guys think of The Village?
Awesome.
The Village.
I know,
It needs a rewatch for me.
Yeah.
That's odd because I was always the one who was like, well, that was good one time, but it was really good one time.
It was very good one time, but now once you know what's going to happen,
Yeah, it is a one and done.
kind of ruins it for you.
You were going to say something, Ryan.
I was gonna say something in reference to the bug being like it doesn't like basically ride the ant out until it's like body's dead and decaying, and then it kind of just
Symbiote.
Yep.
yeah.
It doesn't know to like let it feed itself.
No, it's oh shoot, what's that word?
No, actually, the fungus started
Cordyceps?
Jenny Craig.
Normally, like parasites will just live off the thing, and usually the thing is kind of okay still. This is one of the things where it lives off of it, but then it like kills it.
Very
It's a
cool.
pretty cool topic.
I like it.
So watch out for fungus and don't let your dog shoot you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And go have live dolphin
summary.
births.
Yep.
Yeah.
9 out of 10 idiots recommend it.
Well, thank you so much for tuning into the Greenway Outdoors podcast. We hope you enjoy this. Don't forget, we do have a History Channel show called The Greenway Outdoors on History Channel. Seasons 1 and 2 are streaming on historychannel.com right now. On April 9th, we've been saying 8th until now, but now we're going to say April 9th, which is a Wednesday. We are going to release our brand new full-length, actually extra-length bear episode, which will range the course of 2 hours, 1 hour, on the network Waypoint TV. So you can stream it afterwards as well. After that initial Wednesday launch, which will be April 9th, we will then be switching to Tuesday nights at
9 p.m.
9 p.m. Eastern, where you'll be able to watch our show every week there. And then on Waypoint TV's app, which is built into like Roku's and things like that, basically everything. Everyone's got
All
Waypoint now.
smart TVs.
Phones, whatever it might be, you'll be able to see the full-length episodes there. So the people that have been complaining that they don't have cable and don't have a way to watch the History Channel or don't have a way to stream it, now you will through Waypoint TV, which is, I believe, 100% free.
Mhm.
So pretty cool opportunity. Excited to share those with you guys. On top of that, you've probably noticed our increase in vlogs coming out every Friday. On top of that, you're probably seeing that we do podcasts every week here, video podcasts, as well as clips and things like that we're putting out on our YouTube channel. And if you're listening to this on Spotify or Google Play or anything like that, you can actually go watch this podcast, which is helpful, especially with this one, on YouTube. And if you could like and subscribe, it really helps us out quite a bit.
Yeah, and share stuff with your friends. Sharing is the biggest deal.
Yeah, we learned that recently. Help us with the algorithm. We need more good hunting and fishing content out there. So
Please.
thanks so much for tuning in. Stay green.